This video is sponsored by Aura. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, iPhone 14 Pro Max. I waited a while to make this video because I really wanted to test the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and just jot down my thoughts and opinions about this device when I was ready to compare it to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And here I am. I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about each of these devices and ultimately which one I would personally use and prefer. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Starting off with design, they're both different designs as you can see. However, when you see an iPhone out in the open, in the wild, you know that this is an iPhone. This is iconic. Well, at least for Apple, this is their design. And when you see this now, you know that, hey, this is a Samsung. This is their latest Samsung Ultra device. And they're very similar to their predecessors. Like the 13 Pro Max looks very similar to the 14. The Galaxy S22 Ultra looks very similar to the S23 Ultra. Now, I personally prefer the more boxy look with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. The display is less curved than its predecessor, has more boxy sides, and I like it. It fits much more snug in the hand than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, at least in my opinion, even though these are completely flat. The sides are completely flat. Now, heading over onto the displays, they're really great. And the iPhone 14 Pro Max does get brighter at a max brightness of 2000 nits versus 1750 on the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Those are numbers, like I'm nitpicking right here with how bright they get. They get really bright. Like that's my point. iPhone gets just a little bit brighter, but displays are the part of the phone we use the most. And I can tell you with both of them, regardless of whatever you're doing, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to have a great experience. So I don't know about you, but I've been receiving an immense amount of robocalls and I'm starting to get pretty annoyed. Anyone can find anything on the internet, and data brokers profit by selling your information to robocallers, telemarketers, as well as spammers. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. Aura will identify data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf. They'll even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. Aura also monitors your emails and passwords to see if they were involved in a data breach and exposed on the dark web, and gives you recommendations on what to do. And not only that, but Aura's app also features a VPN, a password manager, real-time credit, and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and it even protects your devices from malware. That is a lot of use features going for one app. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online. If you sign up right now, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial with my link aura.com/mtgproductions. I was personally shocked at how much of my private information Aura found exposed in less than 2 weeks. So go to aura.com/mtgproductions to start your free trial. Link is in the description down below, and you can even use the QR code on screen. Let's get back to it. Now, the one thing, let me just go ahead and lower the brightness on both of these devices. The one thing I like about the iPhone is the mute switch. And I wish more companies like Samsung, Google, they would bring a mute switch. Like OnePlus alert slider is really good. Absolutely love it. Comes in really clutch. I just wish more companies would follow suit. Another thing I want to talk about with design of the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the fact that this one does not have USB-C. Granted, I wirelessly charge this. I use MagSafe now, so I don't need to carry a lightning cable. But I just wish I had USB-C. I can just use one cable for all of my devices. Now, latest rumors are suggesting that iPhone 15, and at this point, those rumors are saying it's confirmed, coming with USB-C, and I'm really happy to hear that. Finally, I can use one cable for all my devices as well. I mean, AirPods Max, if a new one comes out with USB-C, then now technically, yes, I would be able to use it. But nonetheless, like I finally get to use USB-C with the latest iPhone that comes out later this year. But if you're rocking a 14 or older, you're not getting that. You're getting a Lightning. It's a lower transfer speeds, just lower charging speeds. It's just not the greatest output right here. Like, you got to get rid of the lightning cable, and I hope like we don't see that lightning cable ever again. Galaxy S23 Ultra has the S Pen, just something to note. If you do need an S Pen, you have it right here with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. But overall, like, I like both of the designs, but I personally still would prefer the Galaxy S23 Ultra, just because from front to back to sides, it just has that more boxy feel. And you can see right here, it's curved on the side. It's round, well, not curved, but it's rounded with the iPhone, and it's just more boxy with the S23 Ultra. That's a personal preference. I like both, but I'm just gonna choose the Galaxy S23 Ultra. While I have both devices on, let's talk about software and performance on both of these devices, and they're really good displays. And also just check out these latest wallpapers. My latest wallpaper pack, Nebula. I'll be leaving links in the description down below. So Galaxy S23 Ultra comes equipped with One UI 5.1, Android 13. It's become very fluid and actually one of my favorite OEM skins. Remember Samsung with TouchWiz UI? For me, it was a love-hate relationship. I don't know about you, but for me, I liked it, didn't like it. I liked it at one point, then I didn't like it again, but One UI, absolutely love it. Daily performance on this is great. It has not hiccuped at all in my use. There has been no lag when multitasking whatsoever, whether I'm watching YouTube videos, playing Call of Duty, emailing, texting, browsing the web, using the camera, recording videos, whatever it is, it has not gotten warm to the touch. It also offers 4 years of Android updates, and I think that's great. And Samsung has been doing really good in the software department, updating their older devices as well. Keep it up, Samsung. Seriously, keep it up. iPhone 14 Pro Max, it comes equipped with iOS 16, and it's all right. I mean, it comes with a bunch of different bugs, and I honestly have been pushed away because of those small bugs. For example, like the one thing that really annoys me is the fact that the screen, it just freezes about like twice a week. I don't know why, but it just freezes, and then I have to like kind of close it and turn back on. It's just like, this can be sorted out through a software update, but I guess it still hasn't, and this came out in September of 2022. Again, at this point, like I'm kind of throwing what I've experienced when using both of these devices, and that thing where the screen freezes about twice a week, it does get annoying after a certain point. Like, it may happen once or twice throughout your entire duration, but when it starts happening more frequently, you start getting annoyed. Now, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max will receive probably like 5 years of software updates, Apple's really good with software updates with their older devices. It makes me wonder how well this phone will run technically when we get iOS 21 in 5 years. So I don't know. I would have, like in past years, I probably would have said iOS and the iPhone is more reliable than the Android competitor. But this year, I think Galaxy S23 Ultra, reliability has been great with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I'm gonna have to choose it in software and performance overall. Don't get me wrong, like iPhone 14 Pro Max, it's great, smooth, doesn't lag. They're both 120 hertz panels, and it's great. Like watching content, YouTube videos like this one on your iPhone 14 Pro Max or even 14 Pro, whatever it is, it's great. If you're playing lots of games, that's also great. Really anything in general. It's just these small bugs, and I've seen a bunch of different types of software bugs that have been reported with the iPhone. It's just these things that kind of get in the way of the performance and the user experience when it comes to softwares. And I hope Apple does continue to push out more regular updates to get rid of these bugs. But I'm just going to personally choose the Galaxy S23 Ultra. That brings me into the camera department. Now, they both take really good photo and video, but the question is going to be which one am I going to choose? The 200 megapixel on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, it's on point. Now you just need to make sure that the pictures you're taking with that 200 megapixel mode, they're still shots because there is a shutter lag in that mode. Its default is pixel bin to 12 megapixels. There's 50 megapixel mode, but just make sure that like I can take a picture of this Ghost Energy bottle or can because it's still, and I'm gonna get a good result from that. But if it was moving, it wouldn't be so good. Now, there is 8K recording at 30 frames per second on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and that's pretty good. Now, there's been controversy surrounding the whole moon photos, and I don't really care. I really don't. I'm not taking pictures of the moon. I only took it once, and that was for content purposes. Other than that, I'm not taking pictures of the moon, so I don't really mind. The 100x zoom on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, it comes in handy when I need to take a photo of something very far away, and it's usable. It is usable. Now, the 14 Pro Max also comes equipped with an updated 40 megapixel camera lens, all the way up from 12 that we've seen for years. Just 12 megapixel resolution since the iPhone 6s released in 2015. That's a long time. Now, I love the camera on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's probably more reliable than the Galaxy S23 Ultra. They all work seamlessly together. All three focal lenses, they all work really well together. But what I love more is the video. It just has that feeling that makes you feel content with the quality. I mean, I don't know how to explain that, but it just, like, when I'm recording video with the iPhone, I know that I'm going to get some really good quality. And not only that, recording on the 14 Pro Max or iPhone in general, it just happens to work better with my workflow, since the products I use to edit these videos that you see on the channel are really Apple-based, both hardware and software, using a MacBook, M2 MacBook Air, and using Final Cut Pro, AirDrop my iPhone videos, and I'm all set to go. Whereas, yes, like, I can use Galaxy S23 Ultra video footage and bring it to my MacBook, but it's just like an extra step. And I don't know, I just like the camera quality, especially on the video department with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Again, like, if you pick up either one, you're not going to be disappointed, you're not going to be let down, but I personally would prefer the iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's going to bring me into the battery department. With both of these devices, there's a clear winner. There's a clear winner. You probably know which one is the winner and which one I'm going to be talking about. It's the S23 Ultra. The battery wins here. It's just great. Like, the biggest upgrade for me with the S23 Ultra when compared to its predecessor has been the battery life. This is easily a 2-day phone, and it performs much better than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Like, I'm getting at least 7 hours of screen on time, and some days I've seen 10 and a half hours of screen on time with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and that's when I really pushed it to its limit. And I think the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 plays a huge role in that. The OnePlus 11 also comes equipped with Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, and that also has great battery life. 14 Pro Max gets around 6 hours of screen on time, but it loses a lot of battery when it's in standby mode. Something iPhones were really good at, but now, like, sometimes I won't touch it for like the entire day, and I'll have to charge it when I need to use it. Or if I need to go out and I'm going to be gone for the entire day, I have to actually charge it. Like, I'll take it out of charge at like 96%, like what it is right now, and I won't touch it for the entire day. I'll come back, it's literally at like 75, 80. Whereas with its predecessors, I'd lose maybe 1-2% if I didn't touch it the entire day. So there's something going on with that. I don't know exactly what it is. Now let's get into the charging. S23 Ultra has faster charging at 45 watts. iPhone takes much longer, lightning cable. So I don't even need to, like, I throw this on a MagSafe charger, and that's how I charge it. It's slower, but it is, I've gotten used to it. S23 Ultra also supports wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging, something that iPhone doesn't have. Well, reverse wireless charging, they got wireless charging because, MagSafe. But it would have been cool to kind of juice up my AirPods Pro when I needed them and they were out of charge, but it doesn't work. So, oh well. S23 Ultra, though, it won't let you down in the battery department. I actually think if we want to compare batteries between Samsung and Apple, like phone-wise, I think we would swap the 14 Pro Max with the 13 Pro Max and then compare them in the battery department, because the 13 Pro Max has better battery life. That device was the best battery I've used in a smartphone. And then when I switched to the 14 Pro Max, I'm like, this isn't as great. It kind of let me down. It really let me down. But Galaxy S23 Ultra won't let you down in the battery department. So, a clear winner here is the S23 Ultra. Now we do have to talk about price for both of these. Starting price is going to be $1099 for iPhone 14 Pro Max, $1199 for the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Although S23 Ultra starting configuration is 256 gigs of storage, whereas 14 Pro Max is 128 gigs of storage. And if you want to upgrade, it only gets more expensive than that. Yeah, S23 Ultra is a little bit more expensive, but I kind of see why. And let me just tell you that rumors are suggesting we're going to get almost a $200 price increase with the iPhone 15 series. So buckle up, save up your money, whatever it is. If you're buying the new iPhone 15 or 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, whatever they call it, they're getting a $200 price increase according to the latest rumors. So that means instead of $10.99, $11, $12.99. Like if it's $12.99, it's already going to be more expensive than the iPhone or the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Don't get me wrong, these are both really expensive devices, $1,100, $1,200. But if you have $1,100, you can probably put in an extra $100 and buy the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So this really comes down to preference, which one you would pay the premium price for. I probably would end up going with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. And that's because all the other features that it has, and also extra $100 isn't going to really, I mean, if I'm purchasing the iPhone 14 Pro Max, I can purchase the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So here's the prices. 14 Pro Max is just a little bit less expensive, at least with the base price. So there it is. Final thoughts. I like both of them. I really like both of these devices, but yeah, I gotta choose one, right? I gotta choose one as my main device. And well, I think it was clear from this entire video, I'm gonna choose the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra over the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Look, I've used Android devices pretty much since the very beginning, and I love iPhones too. But with the 14 Pro Max, like if this was 13 Pro Max, this would have probably been a different type of video, like a different type of video with other things, and it would be more difficult to choose which one I would want to rock as a daily. But this one was a little bit easier because look, the battery life is not the greatest. The software, there's way too many bugs. Lightning, Lightning's gotta go. The only really good thing I love about the iPhone is still just the overall camera. It's just performs good. Like you take it out of your pocket, you take a photo, you take a video, you know it's reliable. It's going to get the job done. But that's not, that's really it. Everything else kind of leads me to the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Nonetheless, it's all a matter of preference, which device you would choose. I'll be leaving links to both of these in the description down below if you want to take a look. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.